Hey guys, welcome to Mrs. G Sewing Space. I'm glad you're able to join me today. We are talking about pencil wraps today. This is the ideal pencil wrap. I'm going to show you this one in a later video, but just to give you an idea, I'm going to show you my first wrap. I made this some years ago for my daughter, and it's just pieces sewn together like a quilt, just strips of fabric sewn together. So this is the back, like this. I currently have colored pencils in here because it's meant for crayons, but I don't have any crayons. My kids have gotten older. And here's the inside. It was for her birthday. So I've made these pouches. It's just out of cotton, quilting cotton. And I decorated it here on the front for her. And then you just roll it up like this. So it's in a nice little tight burrito, and the closure for this is just a piece of elastic, a loop of elastic. It's sewn here on the inside, and a button. And you can just put the button on, and the elastic wraps around the button, just like this. And of course, you wouldn't have any of this at the top. You'd have crayons hidden, tucked in on the inside. None of this would be poking out at the top, and it's a nice little roll. And it's really convenient for when you take your kids and they're traveling. When you have little kids and they're traveling, you have a place for all your crayons. Just roll them up, tie them up, and you're off and you're going. And there's no loose bits to fly all over the place. Now this is the first one that I ever made, and that was for my daughter. So the ones that we're going to be looking at in the series are this one. It's very similar to the loop there. There's no button on the outside here. I do have it tied here because my measurements were slightly off, so it was a little too much elastic, so I just put a knot here and open it up. Oh. This is what the inside looks like, except for this one I ended up putting a pocket here on this side and then individual pockets here, which you can hardly see because of all the stripes. If you see me looking, I'm looking at the viewfinder so I can see because of all the stripes and everything. So this is just a normal, simple. This one's made for pencils though, for colored pencils and things like that. And you just roll it up. Pop that loop around it. There you go, and you got a new pencil roll right here. I also have this one. This is made out of a twill kind of camo fabric. It also has a paracord here on the side, and it just wraps around like this. Just wrap it around and then tuck it just like that. That's how it holds its place. But when you open it up, now this one's empty too. When you open it up, I'm gonna lay it right here so you can see it, but it has a flap, and then you just pocket. So you just stick them in. Pockets here. So the flap here, I have the ones without the flaps, and I have ones with the flaps. I kind of like the flaps because sometimes things tend to slide out. The flap is there to prevent things from sliding out. If you have something longer than your pencil here, something that might tend to snag on something, having that flap and folding it over keeps everything tucked in so that you can roll it back up. So here we're going to roll it back up again. And you just wrap it around like that, and then take it and tuck it in, and you've got this one secured. This one ended up being my favorite. I'm not particularly thrilled with the fastening. I ended up using a pair of shoelaces for the fastening because I had shoelaces, so I'm trying to use what I have. I'm not going to go out and purchase anything, which is all this is from my stash. So I used a pair of shoelaces. It's I think it's one shoelace. But there's my opening right here. And then this ended up being my favorite because I know that as I use this particular one, or well, my daughter, I'm going to give it to my daughter, as she uses it, the scratching and the colors of the pencil marks are going to leave stains here at the top, which I kind of like. This is also a natural color canvas, so if she wanted to take markers to it, if she wanted to decorate it, if she wanted to doodle on it, she can do that. She has it. There's a lot of blank space on here, on the outside, on the inside. She could take it to school, she could take it to art class, she could get her friends to sign it, they could all doodle on it. It ends up being a canvas where she can, you know, doodle on it with her friends, and it becomes a sentimental piece as well as something practical because she's got her art supplies in here. So I'm glad I was able to share all of that with you. Our first video is going to be making the pattern of what I used for all of these, and then I'm going to separate it out in 2 videos showing you how I made this one, and this one. So these 3. So there'll be 3 more videos coming up afterwards showing you how I made these particular 3. And you got to remember, you can swap out your fastenings. You don't have to fasten it like this. For example, if you use this one, I'll roll it back up. You can do it around just like that and tuck it to the inside. And it's perfect that way. Or if you wanted to, you could, and this is, I think this is the original reason why I did this. So you can take it and then just tie it in a knot. Or not like a real knot, but more like a, you know, tying your shoelaces kind of knot. Square knot, rabbit ears, whatever you want to call it. You know, that type of fastening. You could do the elastic. You could add a button if you wanted. You don't have to add a button. There are a lot of ways you could close this. These are just a couple of them because this is what I have in my stash. So we're going to get on to the videos, and I hope you enjoy everything.
Okay, so now we're going to make the pattern. Now, while I do have big enough paper, I didn't want to take a huge sheet of paper to draw out my pattern. I knew it wasn't going to be that big. So I'm just using regular old copy paper, and I'm taping 4 sheets together. And I've overlapped them like maybe a ½ inch so that I can get everything taped down and put together. And I'm using scrap paper. You see the black marks on the back? That's from printing that didn't print like it was supposed to, and it came out funky. So I'm using my square, and that's what this is called. This is called a square, and it allows you to square things up. So I drew out my baseline and my sideline, and that allows me to keep everything straight, all my drafting straight. My pattern, my paper might be crooked, but my pattern is straight. I decided at this point that I wanted 1-inch pockets, so I'm just drawing lines 1 inch all the way across, and I'm test fitting my pencils, making sure they would fit. And 1 inch seems to be a good fit for tall, skinny pencils. I think for crayons they're a little fatter, so I would do it just a smidge wider for crayons. But my pencils were good at 1 inch. They still had plenty of room. I also decided that once I had all my pencils in there, I had room for an extra regular pencil and a pen, so that I would add a pocket. And that pocket could go for anything, for paper or erasers or anything that necessarily wouldn't fit into a 1-inch pocket. So now I'm just taking my rulers and I'm coming in with the Sharpie marker to make permanent lines. Beforehand, as I was still thinking about what I wanted and how I wanted it to work, I did everything in pencil. Once I got my lines down and I'm happy with my pattern, I come back and I write everything out that I need for this pattern to make sure that it's straight, that my lines are permanent, that I can read it, and that you guys can read it too, which is why I'm writing in Sharpie. And as you can see, as I'm writing my patterns out, I'm also writing out how many pieces I need. So from the top, the optional flap, I need to cut 2. The body, I need to cut 2. The pocket, I think I have a cut 2, and the pockets for the pencil is also cut 2. If you notice on the pattern that I drew out, it has no seam allowances. So that is a temporary pattern. That's for me to draw, to scribble on, to make mistakes on, to figure out what I need, what I don't need to work the actual pattern. So now I've got this paper, and this is actually sturdy paper that's used, I get it at Home Depot. Home Depot, you look in the paint department, and it's the paper that the painters use to lay down on the floor to walk on as they're painting houses so they don't get the carpet and floor dirty. And it's awesome. It's like, the last time I purchased it, it was like $10 a roll, and you get a lot. So I have a couple of rolls that's lasted a very long time. So I've cut apart the original pattern, and this is to allow me to retrace it on the more sturdier paper and add seam allowances, which is what I'm currently doing. I'm adding a 1/4 inch seam allowance to all sides of the pattern, and I'm going to just do that for all the pieces. Once I have all my pattern pieces drawn out and have seam allowances added, at this point I'm just cutting them all out. Now I am using a box cutter. It's a lot easier to get straight lines with a box cutter. Think of it like when you use a rotary cutter for fabric, you want straight lines, especially if you're quilting, you need the straight lines. So I'm just doing the same thing. Because these are all squares and there are no curves, I'm just using my ruler and a box cutter to cut all this out to make sure that I have straight lines for my permanent pattern. Now remember, you want to keep all your patterns, even the temporary one that you doodled out, just in case you may want to make changes to it, or you lose your permanent pattern, or anything like that. You just want to keep it all here and together. And so for this video, we're just doing the pattern. The next videos will show the actual process of putting the rolls or wraps together, and those will be following soon.
If you made it to the end, I appreciate you hanging in this long. Remember to click that like button, hit that subscribe button, and remember to share my video with anybody who might be interested. I appreciate all the attention you guys give my videos, and those likes and shares really help get my channel out there so that other people can see me. So I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the project. Throw those comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video.
Dum